everyone, so I hope everyone is really well. Today what I will be doing is I will be kind of reviewing and comparing the new Kat Von D eyebrow products to the Anastasia brow products and seeing which ones I prefer more. I will be applying all of the Kat Von D products on my eyebrows to show you how they perform and how I feel about the formula and how it compares to Anastasia. So if you would like to see how I feel they compare and which ones I like more, then go ahead and keep on watching. Oh, we're so zoomed in. So as you can see from the intro today, what I'm going to be reviewing is the Kat Von D new eyebrow products. So the better way to say this is that I'm going to be comparing the new Kat Von D eyebrow products to the Anastasia Beverly Hills eyebrow products. So I picked up the pomade, the powder, and also the pencil. The colors are going to be slightly different. What I had from Anastasia is a little bit lighter than what I have from Kat Von D. I picked up the darker shades from Kat Von D just because I feel like my hair is darker than my eyebrows, or so it looks like to me. So I wanted to pick something up that could possibly, I mean, this is in dark brown, so I'm hoping it's not going to be too dark. It looks to be pretty similar to what my actual eyebrow is. I won't be like putting them on and comparing because the colors are going to be very different, but I will be comparing the formulas and then doing my eyebrows with the Kat Von D products and kind of reviewing that in that way. The first thing that I'm going to be comparing is going to be the pencils. So size-wise, they look the same. Obviously, the design's very different. So the size for Kat Von D is 0.0022 ounces, and the size for Anastasia is 0.003. So there's a little bit more in the Anastasia product. So the Anastasia pencil also lasts for 24 months. The Kat Von D lasts for 12 months. Both of these companies are cruelty-free. The Kat Von D is vegan. These are both made in Korea, actually, which is pretty interesting. So taking off the little ends, I can see that they also look pretty much similar, except the Kat Von D brush looks a little bit different to me. And this pencil from Kat Von D is a little bit more so like the brow definer versus the Brow Wiz. It's kind of weirdly in the middle. So this is the Kat Von D. See, it's like not a point, but it's not the actual like size of the brow definer because that's like a triangle. And the Anastasia is just a point. Consistency wise, this one is the Kat Von D, so it's a tiny bit darker than the Anastasia. Like formula wise, they feel very similar. Maybe Anastasia is slightly bit creamier. They're both on the drier end, which is really nice for brows that are going to look a little bit more realistic. You're able to create a more realistic brow because the product kind of is, you can make it stroke-like, as when a product is a little bit more creamy, it kind of will smear a little bit when you're blending it out and it'll kind of make the eyebrow look a little bit more blocky. So I'm going to try and I'm going to fill this brow in and kind of see how I like, because obviously I've done my eyebrows with the Anastasia pencils a million times. I've had this forever. So I'm going to just use the Kat Von D and kind of see how it compares and how I like the shape of this. So yes, it is a little bit less creamy, which I enjoy. Like, I don't mind that at all. It's going to take a little bit longer to create the brow, but it's going to look a lot more natural because you really are drawing actual like brow hairs almost instead of just filling your brow. I don't like how there's a little bit less product, but it's by like 0.0008. The price difference is just $1, so the Kat Von D is $1 less, but for that $1 you get 0.008 more product with the Anastasia. I want to try out all the products on this eyebrow because this is the eyebrow that gives me a lot more trouble. Like, this eyebrow is really easy to fill in because it's like a normal shape, but this one I always struggle with because it has sparse areas. It doesn't, it's just, it's a hard eyebrow to like get into shape. This is my eyebrow filled in. That took about maybe 5 minutes. They look very similar to me right now because I did just fill in the sparse area. So this eyebrow I spent a lot less time on to begin with. I really enjoy how I was able to fill this and make that look so natural. I feel like I'm never even able to do that with Anastasia. And I think the difference here is the fact that this is a much drier formula, which like I said, mimics the texture of hair so much easier than a creamy formula, and like I can brush through this and the product is not, it's going to be blended out and not as harsh, but it's really not going to just kind of smear together into one. I think in this category that the Kat Von D wins, because I do like how more densely packed the bristles are on this little spoolie. I really do enjoy how you are able to mimic actual hair with the Kat Von D more than you are with the Brow Wiz by Anastasia. Kat Von D 1, Anastasia 0. Next one I'm going to be trying out is the pomade. Just like with the pencil, this is the first time that I'm pulling it out of the box. So the little box looks like this, very standard, and then the brow product looks like this. So they are pretty much identical except for like obviously the design. Both have a 6-month shelf life. The Anastasia obviously is cruelty-free just like Kat Von D is, but the Kat Von D is vegan. It says it's a 24-hour wear. The Dip Brow doesn't say that, but the Dip Brow wears freaking forever. With this, you actually get more in the Kat Von D. You get 5 grams, which is 0.18 ounces. And in the Anastasia, you get 4 grams, which is 0.14 ounces. Anastasia one is $18, and then the Kat Von D one is $19, and it's reversed this time around, so the Kat Von D is a little more expensive, but it does have a little bit more product. To apply this pomade, or really to test this pomade, they don't, okay, it looks a little bit darker, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of my, well, dip into some of my Anastasia and kind of feel for the texture, so I'm kind of just digging in here. And I'm putting this on my hand so I can see what the texture is. I'm going to close this up because the pomades you want to close up as soon as possible. And I'm going to clean this brush off. Now I'm going to dip into this brand new Kat Von D one. Obviously a lot smoother because it's not as old. So the texture is completely different, I want to say. The Kat Von D is way more liquidy. Like if you can see, it just like is really sliding around. And I have used obviously the Anastasia for a while, and I know that it was always more almost like kind of a harder little mousse type of formula, and it's been that for forever. And I've used old and new bottles, so the Kat Von D is definitely a lot more liquid. But just like with the Anastasia, I'm going to take it out on the hand and kind of dab it out and then apply it to my eyebrow. So I'm just gonna try and do something with this brow here. Pomade is probably my least favorite way to apply my brows because I feel like I just can't really do my best job like mimicking an eyebrow, and it just always ends up looking way too blocky. I just like my brows to look a lot more natural. So it dries fairly quickly, but you're able to kind of move that product around. And I'm going to just use that makeup wipe to wipe this off my hand and also kind of clean around the brow because with the pomade, I just can't, like, I'm just not precise enough with it. But using a little wipe does the trick. I think this is just too strong of a brow for me, and I'm not entirely as efficient as I would like to be with a pomade, but I think with this category, I definitely prefer the Anastasia one because it is almost like a thicker, harder formula. And to me, just like I said with the pencils, the harder the formula, or like the drier almost the formula, or the thicker the formula, the easier it is to mimic an actual brow hair. And I feel like with this, maybe if I had it in a lighter color, it'd be different, but pomades are just not my thing, and I feel like it's a little almost too liquidy because you're gonna have to literally take forever on your eyebrow, and you're gonna have to be very like gentle with the way that you place each stroke, and that is just not my jam. Because the next product that we're going to be using is going to be the powder. So this obviously I'm going to be comparing these two, which is the medium brown Anastasia Brow Powder Duo, and then this is, I don't really even know what this looks like. This is just a dimension powder. The Anastasia one, of course, has the 2 different colors. And let's see what the Kat Von D looks like because I don't know. So the Kat Von D one is square, very true to its like design here. It's got a lot of creativity that was put in there. Weird. Okay, so this is going to be the color dark brown. And let's compare the two. So it looks like the dark brown is almost the same color as this, maybe slightly darker. But the weird thing for me is that this literally looks to have shimmer, like Like, I opened this and it looks like a eyeshadow, which is really weird to me. The Kat Von D product is $20 and the Anastasia is $23. But you do get more product with Anastasia. You get basically 0.06 ounces, and with the Kat Von D you get 0.05 ounces. And you also do get the variance in the color, so you can make a more realistic eyebrow, because your eyebrow is obviously going to be a little bit darker out here and a little bit lighter in here. That way you can kind of fade out the color there. I guess I'm just gonna dip into this, and it's just as actually powdery than the Anastasia one is. There's a little bit of kick up. It's about as much as I would do with my brow, basically. It's a very pretty formula. I can't say anything about that. It goes on very nicely. Moving my head around, I don't see this powder like actually having glitters when it's in the brow. It looks like I don't see any sparkles. It looks pretty like basically, I guess you could say matte. I think this definitely could work for people. I don't see anything wrong with it, but I think on a sense of which one I like more, I think for that I'm gonna have to sway with Anastasia on this. So now Kat Von D has 1, Anastasia has 2, so I guess Anastasia wins. But I think Kat Von D obviously wins on packaging for every product. They are pretty unique and pretty, and just the time and effort that goes into that I think is kind of like overlooked sometimes. But formula wise, I definitely like the Kat Von D brow pencil a lot more than the Brow Wiz. Or the brow definer, because I've tried the brow definer as well, and that's like my least favorite out of all of those things. On the pomade, I think Anastasia wins because it's a little less liquidy than the Kat Von D one is. And I think for the powder, Anastasia wins as well, just because of the duo color in here. I like to have a variance in the shade of my brow, and just having those 2 tones in there does really help make sure that my eyebrow looks nice and realistic. And I know that certain people will prefer Kat Von D's formulas over Anastasia, but this is just my opinion, how I feel about it. Obviously, this was my first time using it. I haven't tried to master the techniques or anything like that, so pretty sure you could eventually get better at each one that you do, but I prefer to have things that are very easy for me, and Anastasia just seems to kind of be more so on that side. Nonetheless, I really love Kat Von D, and Kat Von D is obviously going to win in a sense of if you're looking for something that's vegan. Both are cruelty-free, so it depends on what you're looking at. Yeah, that is all that I have to say. If this helps, and if you like this video, then go ahead and smash that like button. That helps me. And go ahead and subscribe as well if you're feeling, you know, really nice today. I really appreciate you watching. So thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.